Hello everybody and welcome back to World of Warships Legends. My name is Spartan Elite 43 and tonight we are back in the Yamato. And we are in a carrier game, unfortunately. But it's okay. We'll make the most of it. Anyway, hopefully you guys are having a great start to your week. Appreciate you guys hanging in there with me. Let's try to end the month with an absolute banger, shall we? You guys know the deal. Is it just me, or is this year just flown by? Like, it's already August. Well, almost. It's almost August. This is the end of July. But still, it's crazy. This year has just kind of flown by. It won't be long, and all of a sudden there'll be snow on the ground. Not gonna lie, though. I'm gonna enjoy fall. These 90-degree days have been miserable for me. Literally, my AC keeps the apartment pretty decent. Okay? It really does. But my back room, my bedroom, where I do all my recording and all that stuff, gets toasty. I mean, you got a PC in here, you got an Xbox Series X in here, and we're away from the AC, so, like, it gets toasty, alright? I am literally sweating as we speak. It's kind of crazy. But, that's kind of why I've been struggling a little bit with the whole, like, wanting to stream certain games and stuff. I've been streaming a lot lately. You guys, I'm sure, have noticed I've been pushing really hard this month in terms of trying to make as much as I can for you guys as well as for myself, because I need all the money I can get right now. And, yeah, that's all the content for you guys, right? That's how that works. It's like, oh, Spartan must be hurting this month for money, because he is uploading 7 days a week. He's streaming multiple times a week. Dude's going crazy, and you are correct. But no, we're out here having fun, trying to do the best that we can. The YouTube algorithm has not been loving me lately. I'm not gonna lie. It's been a struggle for World of Warships Legends content in general, but definitely for me compared to what I'm used to. But we get a shot out here at the Schlieffen, and unfortunately, we don't get... Sorry, had to yawn. We don't get much out of it. First shot was okay, second shot not so much. Now here you're going to see me try to take a blind fire, and if there's one thing I need to get better at in this game, it's blind fires. Like, for reals. Seeing the broadside of a Mino sitting out there shooting in a smoke screen just makes me salivate. And I wish I was better at this. I really do. Something I need to work on for sure. I can't tell, like, if I aim too high or too low. And, of course, as soon as I look away, suddenly he gets lit up, right? But, doesn't matter. I know there's a Yama around the corner, right? What you're about to see next is a prime example of the difference between me and the average player in a Yama. I already am anticipating him coming around the corner here. And I'm already turning away. He comes around the corner, he's over-angled, there's not much he can do here. I'm gonna beat the out of him. Bonk! All of his health gone. But of course we leave him alive, because in true Spartan fashion, we gotta leave him with just enough to keep being a pain in my neck. But notice we took very little damage in that exchange. Why is that? Because I was angling away. I fire all my guns, he's over-angled, and I'm already turning away, so I continue the turn, and I manage to stay without getting any real damage against me. Once again, he fires his guns. Maybe that one was RNG a little bit for him, but yeah, definitely not the best. But of course, I didn't do much to him either. We do have a cruiser out here who's trying to help. Our destroyer has managed to put himself in a position where he's capable of being shot by the Yama. Yama is bow into us, but we already know Yama overmatches Yama. And that's death. Look at how accurate that was. Like, that was always going to be death there. You can get really accurate shots occasionally out of the Yama, but most of the time you're not going to get that. And just like that, we're already up to 2 procs on the reload of the Yama, which means the Yama's going to start to reload a little bit quicker. Noticeably quicker, actually. But there's not much else out here, unfortunately. Which is going to limit the amount of damage that we're going to get. And of course, here comes the carrier to ruin the day. And he gets one plane who gets 2 torpedoes. One of them is going to hit my torp protection. The other one is going to hit the rear of the ship and cause flooding. Of course it does. Why is it that every other carrier in the game can cause flooding every time with torpedoes? But yet, I get in a carrier, I can count on one hand the amount of times I've gotten floods in carriers. Like, legitimately. I know I don't play carriers a lot, but it just seems like I never get a flood in a carrier. But every time I'm up against the carrier, it seems like every game they manage to get a flood on me, no matter where the torpedo lands. But here we've got a Mino pushing out. Now that I can actually see him, I'm pretty much guaranteed to do some serious damage here. So we just got to make sure he's not paying attention to us at all. So we want to make sure we aim out ahead of him. We pull the trigger and... I mean, it looks pretty decent. They are spreading out a little bit, but there's a few rounds there that are touching, and that's going to sting. Bonk. Only one, though. Only one Citadel, unfortunately. Even though those rounds were, like, touching each other, we only managed to Citadel him once. Now here, you're probably noticing that there's a destroyer in the cap with us, which is not ideal. Also, notice that this Mino is getting ready to go behind the island, so we go ahead and lead that shot around the island, expecting him to turn right into it. He falls right into our trap, and we get another one. But only one. Only one shell manages to touch him. And then, of course, our Salem manages to run right into the torpedoes. If only somebody had pointed to the cap and said, hey, there's a guy in the cap. Maybe you should pay attention. Radar cruiser. Maybe? A little bit? Yeah. Didn't think so. But at least he got to protect me from getting a torpedo, right? But my next thought is the Daring has gotten away from us. We can't do anything there. We're going to move into the cap, start capturing the base. And we have to pay attention to this repub. We cannot be sleeping on the repub. Now, one thing that I will say is when you're over-angled a lot of times in the Yama, people will aim for the belt, which is perfect because that's the least likely spot that you're going to get the shells to do what you want them to. We fire back, we get 4 penetrations and 1 overpin. But notice that we're still over-angled here. Now, at this point, I have no idea what this guy's reload is, but I know we've got a pretty decent reload. We open up, he does get a couple of shots to pin, he goes above the belt that time, but then in order to do that, he is way over-angled. So we're going to punish him for that. He's lucky that we're not a little bit closer and able to get through the rear cheek like we did on the repub the last time we fought him in a Yama. But yeah, unfortunately for him, he's not long for this world. And once again, he ends up aiming and hitting everywhere where I have armor instead of doing any real damage. But just like that, we have completely steamrolled the enemy. We're at 150,000 damage. We've shot down 18 planes in a goddamn Yama, which is pretty impressive if you ask me. We're 2 away from a clear skies. What are the odds that the carrier will send a couple of more planes my direction so that I can get a clear skies? I'm not 100% sure, but I'm going to assume that it's not going to happen because he's over there attacking the friendlies. Our battleship, I think, which is a Republique over there, or not Republique, sorry, God bless it, the Ruprecht. That's the word I was looking for. I knew it started with an R. Couldn't think of it. I knew it was the German battlecruiser. I just could not think of it. But yeah. He's going to be focusing him with the Daring. Daring's going to land some good torpedoes. And this game is not over. And one thing that I always try to, like, point out is, like, our team could easily throw this. So we've got to be pretty smart here. We do have the cap advantage. We have the points advantage. But that points advantage could disappear pretty quick. We don't have a destroyer. They do. Although we do have a carrier to help spot. So there's that. But enemy takes out our Ruprecht. Stalingrad seems like he's not going to be far from it, and that's when we finally get a chance to look at the Midway himself. Get a little bit of retribution in our lives. Front guns are out. The Salem is already engaging the enemy Daring, and so we just focus the Midway. And first shot out, we get a single Citadel, even though it looked like all those shells pretty much hit in the same spot. Only one of them was a Citadel. But we're going to swing out. We're going to get our full broadside away. We are maxed out on our reload for our Yama. We take the shot, and if you looked and saw that our Yama is now reloading in like 23 seconds, yeah, that's kind of ridiculous. But we reach out and we absolutely punish the Midway, and that's going to leave him, of course, with just enough for someone else to kill, in this case, the Salem. So while the Salem didn't do a whole lot in this match, he gets a couple of kills late in the game and an assist cap, so it makes him look like he did something. But at the end of the day, 200,000 damage, top of the leaderboard, 3,000 base XP. So if you like what I'm doing, punch the like button, leave a comment below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, I will see you in the next video.